Hey Coach, Lone Star Gridiron has been the leader in Coach's Show podcasts for 20 years, and now you can get your own Coach's Show podcast each week during the season as a fundraiser for your booster club. Yes, booster clubs all over are using these podcasts to help their sports programs. You get to share the stories of your program and your kids to a huge audience and make money. We started with just football, but this year have expanded to make them available for all sports. Call 713-269-4620 to find out the details and get your Coach's Show started.
So tell me about the team this year.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're really proud of our team. We took our lumps last year. We lost 5 games by 3 points or less in the last drive or last minutes of the game. So we were 4-8, and then the last game of the season we're playing Dripping Springs, and we had them we were up by 17 points, and they came back and won on their last drive. So we felt good about what we did in the summer, but the record didn't show. But the kids worked, and I would say in off-season number 3, we finally got them working the way old Judson Rockets work.
Nice. And you mentioned the kids and that they're working. Who are some of the kids that you're going to rely on this year?
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's going to go through the hand of our quarterback. His Elijah Favela. He is a third-year starter. He's a 4-year starter on the basketball team. He's going to be able to fling the ball around. We're an RPO spread offense, and he's going to be throwing it to Jack Call, our coach's son, on outside receiver, Kenyon Smith the other side. Then inside we have Elijah Massengale, who's one of the quickest slots I've seen in a long time. Our most improved bunch, though, is our offensive line. They have worked and gotten bigger, stronger, and understand their scheme a lot better. So offensively, we really feel good about that unit. Defensively, our secondary is probably going to be our strength. We've got 2 D1 corners. Up front, we are fast, a fast defense. We're Judson Rocket defense of the 90s. All of our kids are 4.7 or better on defense, which means we play a little bit lighter up front, but they can move pretty quick. So we're really happy about how fast our defense is going to be, and they are really good hitters too. They can run to the ball and hit the ball.
Nice. And what about the district?
District-wise, I mean, it's just as tough as it's ever been. We dropped New Braunfels. They went down to 5A, but we brought in New Braunfels Canyon, so it's almost like a clone. And then you have to go through Steele and Clemens as usual, and you got San Marcos, you got East Central. Everybody gets better every year. But we understand district-wise that Steele game is pretty important to everybody. They are outstanding, and they're going to make a run for the title. And hopefully we can do something about it.
Nice. So is Steele on your schedule? Is that your must-win?
I don't know if they're all must-wins for me,
right.
But you win the right ones, you get in, you make a run. Anybody knows it. In Texas high school football, you get in the playoffs and you get on a roll. It's kind of who's banged up, who's not, and it's most important to have a little bit of luck and go on a run.
And talk about your pre-district. Who do you got there?
Pre-district, we switched it up a little bit. We had some heavy hitters like Westlake and Midland Lee on it last year. We were able to change it up. We opened with San Antonio Johnson, who is they beat us last year in the last drive of the game, kicked a field goal with seconds running off the clock. Then we go to Hutto, which us and Hutto, we've been battling for the last 3 or 4 years. Then we got our backyard brawl back on with Roosevelt, which they have a new coach, Barnes, over there that was promoted within, and he's got them working out. He's all over social media, and they're doing an amazing job. They got more kids out than they ever had over there. And then we finish up with Austin Bowie, which is an old foe of ours that, we've met him in the playoffs many times. So we go to Austin and play them the last game of our non-district season.
Nice. So before we started recording, you mentioned you got to have a little bit of a break this summer.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Because not many coaches get a good break.
Yeah, well, in my older age, I decided to kind of put my mental health in front of, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
I went to college at Missouri Valley College. It's a small college, and we had a really tight fraternity and football team. And I still visit those guys yearly, so it was kind of our annual fishing trip in the Keys in Florida. And then we drove up to Naples and hung out in Naples for about 10 days. And then I came back, and then just recently went with a coach I used to work with, another fraternity brother, and then another coach that just retired. And we went to Port Aransas and sat on the beach for 4 days. So that's all I need is some sand between my toes and some good salt water.
I love it. Well, Coach Soto, thanks so much for sitting down with me.
I appreciate you, man. You do a great job. Thank you very much.
And have a great season.
We will.
Thanks.
Thanks.
This show is brought to you by the book, All I Need to Know I Learned from My Texas High School Football Coach. A handbook of wisdom for parents, young people, and yes, even coaches. Head over to www.learnedfromcoach.com and order your copy to support sharing the stories of these great coaches and leaders. That's learnedfromcoach.com.